cancel culture. Why don't we talk about that for a little bit?
Cancel culture.
I'm sorry for all of you listening to this. I think this is a lot of negatives of social media. Obviously, we're gonna talk about the big things, and obviously this is one of them. We gotta hit the big targets, and this is one. Cancel culture. What do you guys think about that?
Cancel culture as a whole is quite a lot. Obviously, there are instances where like people genuinely do deserve to be canceled. You know what I mean? There's also a difference between. I mean,
some people should be going to jail.
Yeah,
right.
Like if someone does something illegal, they're not canceled. They're arrested. They are imprisoned. That is illegal. You know what I mean? Like, wait.
No, yeah.
Tell me about this.
It's like cancel culture as a concept is actually a pretty sure, the concept of taking so seeing this person is sure they might not do illegal stuff, but they're, for example, racist or homophobic or transphobic or just sexist or anything, taking them and kind of deplatform.
I don't think that's a word.
Taking away their platform.
Taking away their platform.
I can't speak. Taking away their platform is actually sure a cool concept, but in practice, cancel culture I think is just super detrimental. I think it doesn't cancel people who should be canceled, and it just it doesn't push a narrative of kind of getting better and rehabilitation in a way, kind of, because it's like you want people to get better. I feel like that's the goal. I know. If someone is racist, I want them to become not racist. That's the goal. And I think kind of what cancel culture does is it puts everyone like a giant swarm of bees on that person, and that person is now kind of hated by all, and then you kind of fall into a group. You kind of fall into a thing where you group up into people. Like, I'm canceled. Hey, you're also canceled. I'm canceled. Everyone hates me. Everyone hates you. You kind of form together like that, and that doesn't help anything. Yeah. People are still going to be racist if they're canceled, and that doesn't help.
There's a big difference between someone who was racist in the past and active trying to show that they're trying to get better, versus someone who's just racist and ignoring people and just blatantly being racist without changing. And obviously, if you are not the group affected by, for example, someone's racism, obviously you don't really get to say if it was okay or not. But there's a really big difference between holding people accountable and just straight out canceling them, I guess. Yeah. And cancel culture also really targets minority groups a lot, because there's there are people who do the exact same thing, yet one of them will get canceled, one of them won't. And obviously it depends on the fan base. But I know that not to bring TikTok into this. I know there's Madison Beer. She got canceled for something that another person literally did the exact same thing of, but he was a guy and she's a girl, and there's a really big difference in between obviously their fan bases are slightly different, but the fact that he's a cool guy versus Madison Beer, who is you know what I mean? There's just cancel culture targets different groups, and the groups that they target are mostly minorities, because famous people who are not minorities have they get away with more. You know what I mean?
On top of that,
it's a lot for women in the industry, the music or acting industry. Other day, a really not really old, but a live stream from Doja Cat in March when COVID first hit. It was her saying "Oh, this isn't that bad. We're gonna be fine. We can keep going out." And then only recently were people saying "Oh my God, she is so stupid. Why would you say something like this? Are you not educated enough?" So I just saw a lot of that on my timeline the other day. And then I found out it was from March, and a lot of people were thinking like that in March.
Yeah, and also
but to call her out for something like that, now,
especially the way they
same people.
Yes, especially the way that people will cancel people, because there's a definite when you cancel somebody, it's not. at this point, it's not just taking away their platform. It's like calling them stupid and like obviously like yeah, if someone does something racist, that's pretty stupid. But like like people are targeting the person themselves, and obviously I get that, but like things they can't like people will often bring like race into it or like gender into it or like their physical appearance and like imagine you're like obviously there's someone doing something bad, obviously they deserve to get their platform taken away because they're like a genuinely bad person. But if people are attacking the way they look and then someone else who's like a totally regular good person scrolls past it who looks like them, that affects them too. Or like bringing in different aspects about the person that don't relate to the topic at all, it's cancel culture has just turned from just not supporting bad people to like just like absolutely destroying them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I kind of want to bring it a little bit back to what Naman was saying at the beginning when we were talking about cancel culture. I agree with cancel culture on paper. Like when you see cancel culture on paper, taking away people's influence and holding them accountable for the bad things they've done in the past. That is what should be done, right? And then we talked a bit about how that's not really what is being done. All of a sudden now, this concept that you have that's good, like, yes, we should be doing this. When someone does something bad, tell them it's wrong. All these people should look at them and say, what you're doing is wrong, because maybe something will click in their heads, and that will tell them maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I should reevaluate myself and reevaluate how I think about certain things, how I view certain things. But really what it's become is kind of what we were talking about with social media activism. It's a mob mentality. If you go on Twitter randomly, hashtag blah blah blah, whatever. Naman was telling me a little bit about like some of the things that he's found on Twitter before. Like he just sees like someone's being canceled. Okay, what's it for? Like the same thing as posts on Instagram. A lot of people won't look really into why it's happening, why this information needs to be shared, why it needs to happen, why a person needs to be held accountable for something that they did wrong in the past or recently, but instead they'll just hop on it. And because they're just hopping on it and they're uninformed, it's this swarm. We were talking about how it's a giant swarm of everyone attacking this one person. Yes, that can hold them accountable, but also when you have a lot of those people that are swarming have no clue why they're swarming and attacking, what does it become other than just hashtag toxic?
Cancel said person.
Yeah.
When it becomes trending, what is it?
Hashtag cancel this person, and then you go to that. You don't, bro. When I see like hashtag cancel said person, I'll click it on trending. I'll scroll for so long. I don't know what this person's done. I don't like it's just like making like what Ella was saying about how like they just make fun of them as a person. They'll like make fun of like they're like how they look and like just about how they are as a person. I won't know what's going on, and like it's like this person canceled. About what? Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they hate on someone without really understanding like why they're doing it. It's just they don't realize why people actually hate them. It's just they see people hating on one person, they want to join in, but they don't really understand why. Like to them, it's not holding them accountable and like making sure they change as a creator, as an influencer. Like to them, it's just an excuse to make fun of someone. And
yeah, or an excuse to gain likes and retweets on a tweet.
Yeah.
It's the unfortunate reality. It's the idea that you have to do things that are being done so that you can gain popularity, that you can get likes and people can see, oh, he's fighting for the right thing. Like I think another thing that it actually does is kind of like what happened with Blackout Tuesday, everyone posting black squares. It takes away the actual reasoning for why it needs to be happening. We were talking a little bit about how having so many people have no idea, they just use it as a way to attack someone and pretty much bully someone. That's toxic. Like you have people that aren't as active that find out later that one of their favorite artists is canceled, and no, like you're not, dude, like don't listen to their music anymore. You know that person's canceled now. Like you can't support them. You can't be listening to their stuff, streaming their music on Spotify, watching their YouTube videos. They're canceled. Why were they canceled? Yeah, I was trending on Twitter, so in part it kind of hides like what the person actually did, because all of a sudden you have so many people that are supporting it and were against what the person did that didn't really know what they were doing, and then people can't really get informed because there's so much of this flocking that's happening.
Yeah. And like at a certain point, it's just like the real reason isn't there anymore.
Mhm.
Like recently there's someone who made a song called Cancelled, and they pretty much just like kind of jokingly mention a bunch of reasons why people were canceled, and they're like real genuine reasons, but to them it's like the whole cancel thing has been such a joke
It's like a
that
joke.
they're like gaining stuff from being like problematic. Like they're gaining things from like
It's like
they're calling people out in the song, yet they're still friends with them, so they understand it's bad, but at this point, since they're getting so much attention from doing it, they'll keep doing it. Like
it's like
because
a
cancel
game.
culture is just giving them attention. Yeah.
It's
Like
so,
it's a joke to them. They don't care because it's just
Yeah.
like no one's actually holding them accountable. It's just people talking about it, and like at the end of the day, when people talk about things, you're still talking about it. It's still getting attention, even if it's bad.
I
Bad
find it
attention
weird.
is still attention.
People will like the said person who made the song, like, they're looking out for people to cancel. Like it's like hungry sharks, and that's what takes away from the whole main goal of trying to get better, because it's like you're so scared of getting canceled. Oh, I'm gonna get canceled. That you just don't pay attention to actually trying to get better. You pay attention to repressing your bad things and not letting it come out. And it's like it becomes like it's literally like a pool of hungry piranhas waiting to cancel the first person they get their fingers on or teeth on. Piranhas don't have.
Yeah, it's at this point it's just an excuse to be a bully, like regardless of what they did. Like obviously, yeah, it's just attacking people for things that aren't related, but it just gives them a chance to do it and like feel good about doing it. It's like, oh, it's okay if I bully this person and make fun of the way they look because they
Activism.
Yeah, because they did something bad, so I have the right to bully them on something that doesn't relate at all.
Yeah. And now the concept is so like diluted.
Yeah.
So now the actual issues they don't really have the spotlight anymore.
Yeah, so I guess on a closing note for talking about cancel culture, it's the same thing as social media activism. You have to know for yourself why you're doing it, why you feel you need to share it with other people, and think wisely about the way you are sharing it with other people. Because if it turns toxic, that's not good, because then your good message, what you're trying to do, is getting lost, like what we've seen a lot. And it's all about holding yourself accountable, because I think a big thing is, before we start looking at other people and other like big issues that are happening, I think we have to look inwards at ourselves. Where do we need to figure out what we're doing wrong? Because often, like what we were talking about with social media activism, you have people posting things because they want to bring awareness for something, but then people that know them in person know that they do things that are completely contradictory to the thing they're reposting. Take a second, look at yourself in a mirror, like have conversations with people that disagree with you, and really think about how you need to change yourself. Because oftentimes you got these big people being canceled because they have a lot of followers. Just because you don't have a lot of followers doesn't mean there might be a reason for you to be quote unquote canceled. I don't want to say like canceled because obviously it's not the same, but there might be reasons for people to not want to hang around you. Maybe you have an opinion on something that's not super informed. Make sure that you're taking time to think about yourself and how you can improve as a person before you're going out and attacking people.